Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you...
Case number 0002. Hello, parties of interest. If you like this video, visit your local pub and order a pint for everyone at the bar. When they toast, say this was brought to you by Coral Fang. Then skip out on your tab so you'll be the talk of the town. This will help spread the good word of my channel. Today we are tasked with clearing out squatters in a London flat. They're about 6 months overdue on rent, and the landlord told us to collect. So we decide to write "pay the man his money" on our bullets to really hammer the message in. We come in the night because it's rude to infiltrate on terrorists before they have had a lovely dish of chicken masala. I'm a dick to locks, even though we have the key. My commander Price is into the 3rd season of Sons of Anarchy, hence the facial hair. This could have been a simple knock and serving papers, but the boys and I jump on the chance to gear up and destroy some property. We move to the backyard to find a convenient window open conveniently. I almost shoot Bravo team because they appeared like gorillas in the mist down the alley. I start to ponder the cost of rental properties in the Lower East Side, then realize they probably got a deal since the L train has tracks directly on their roof. I use the sound of the passing train to conceal the noise of my extendo ladder that I had in my back pocket. Go gadget, am I right? I climb up to realize that I didn't even have to use the ladder since Price just walked through the side door. I should have shot him just for being smug. Try putting the kettle on with a knee to your head and a barrel between your eyes, you terrorist. We wrapped her up pretty quickly just to make sure she's not into some kinky home invasion foreplaying, and gives us away by giving out a moan. I approach the dining room and hear voices. Sounds like they're trying to figure out the Postmates app. Same here, mates. The surcharges will get you when you check out. Now I feel bad because I just took the tip out of the hands of a third-party delivery driver. We hear more voices coming from upstairs. It sounds like someone is getting more hangry. We turn our cat eyes on and stack up on the stairwell like we're about to take a Brady Bunch photo. Toby stands in the doorwell like a vampire that has not yet been invited in. The rules of engagement are to unload a magazine on anything that attempts to fire in your direction. I find myself in a hostage standoff, and I've seen enough action movies to know that you have to shoot the hostage in the leg or shoot the bad guy in the head. I drop him like a sack of Idaho potatoes, and the hostage retreats back. It appears she's reaching for a weapon on the bed. I throw some night-night rounds in her direction. I hear someone loading a shotgun in the other room, so using the international language of shooting until someone surrenders tactic. But this boy speaks the same language. He also had a sugar-free Red Bull prior to locking himself in the closet, so he decides to liberate himself. I help him win the room temperature challenge. With a little stucco, we'll be able to patch these holes for resale. The blood may be a little trickier to clean up. It's going to be an interesting real estate listing, that is for sure. We stack up again like it's buddy call at swim time. I notice there's 3 of the same landscape portraits on each floor. The only terrorist act so far is the 3-for-1 deal at Michael's. This terrorist decides to do some midnight renovations to his door, so without knowing what's in the room I decide to toss in the frag. It's like shaking a tree to see what comes loose. But in this case, it's like cutting down the tree and then setting it on fire instead. I don't hear anything after the frag goes off. That's probably because I am now deaf from the explosion. I also flash myself just to see if I can jolt back my hearing. This ultimately makes matters worse. The guy bursts into the room using shock and awe to realize he's never fired a gun before. I now hear a crying baby. Thank God I did not blow up that baby. We head to the next floor to try to see if the parents need help to put the baby to bed. I think that having the baby on the highest floor is irresponsible, and I will have a little chat with the parents after we clear out these terrorists. The lady could have been reaching for an AK in the crib, but turns out it was an actual baby, the baby we've been looking for. Hoping the baby isn't strapped with C4, I decide to let them all live. I open the door to find what appears to be a gremlin peeking over, and in my scared state, I let off a few rounds and luckily painted the back wall with some goblin blood. If you split the rent between 16 people, this explains how you can afford to live in London. We find mom hanging out upstairs in the attic. We ask her why she hasn't paid the rent. She decides to reach for a RC car controller, but we later find out it was a detonator and the entire building was wired to explode. I guess the landlord was right to call in the death squad, since an explosion could have severely brought down the value of this property. The way the market is right now, you can't even lose 10% on your investment. I'm just glad we were able to provide our kind services. We're just here to help the property values stay above margin. That's my report on this case. This is still an ongoing investigation. Please like, comment, and subscribe to see the next case on Video Games PI.